Watch fans, Brad from Brent Miller with you again today, and decided to do something a little bit different. If you're like me and you're a watch nut and you're watching other YouTube videos and looking at how to build a collection, some folks just buy what they like and don't even think about the collection in its totality. Others try to put together a collection. Through my years of being into this hobby and this craziness of always trying to figure out what your next watch is, or are you going to sell one, or are you going to keep it? There's so many different philosophies in collecting that there's no right or wrong answer. We're all different, we're all unique. So with that said though, today I started thinking, what would I do for $5,000 retail pricing currently in stock at Brent Miller? So if you're not familiar, we carry Tudor, Omega, Breitling, Hamilton, Grand Seiko, Seiko, Shinola, and Tag Heuer are the brands we carry. So obviously sticking to things that we have in stock, I wanted to see what would I put together for $5,000. So I actually put two together. I did 3 watch collections. So I had to be 3 watches, right around 5,000 or less. The one went slightly over. And then if you've been in store or you're familiar with Brent Miller or know who we are, we have a few watch enthusiasts on staff. David is another watch lover, and I asked him to give me his 3 for the 5,000. So what you're seeing here is a pile, and we're going to go over our collections, and I want to know, what would you do for $5,000? And it doesn't have to be just the brands or manufacturers we carry. I want to hear what would you do with $5,000? So 3 watches is the goal though. So the first 3 I went with a Tudor Black Bay 36. I think this is my all-arounder. If you guys watch the channel, I have a little bit smaller of a wrist, 6.75 inches. So I went with the Tudor Black Bay 36, retails at $2,950, so $2,950. So a good chunk, a little more than half of my budget right off the bat. And then I went with more of a dress watch. This is the Hamilton Intra-Matic. I have owned this watch previously. I do not currently own it, but I do love this watch, and I think for what it is, it's amazing value. It gives you a dress option, and so this was my second watch. Retails at $895. You get an exhibition case back on it. I just think for having a dress piece, it lends itself well. So, and at the price point, didn't want to spend what is that? A little less than 1/5 of my budget. So that was my number 2 piece on this collection. And then my third piece is I wanted a diver, and so I went with the SPB183. This is the limited edition for the 140th anniversary, I guess, that was out last year. So the nice thing about this is it also comes with a blue rubber strap. So when you look at the 3 of these put together, I have the Tudor 36 here. You could wear that on a Tudor NATO if you wanted to. But overall, I think it's just a go anywhere, do anything piece on stainless steel. And with this, I can throw it on the rubber strap, and then I have the dress piece and the Hamilton Intra-Matic. So that was collection number 1. This total is $1,400. So admittedly, my first 3 watches were $5,245. So I went over $250. Realistically, I think I could put that together for $5,000. So that's collection 1. I'll give you my second collection before I give you David's. My second collection, so again, starting over, building again, $5,000 budget. Started off with the Black Bay 58 on the NATO. Saved myself a couple dollars by electing to go with the NATO strap. This is $3,375. So again, a big chunk of my budget, my $5,000 budget, is going towards a Tudor to start this collection off. But I'm a huge fan of the Tudor NATOs. I wear the 1926 model on the blue. So if you've seen some of the other videos, so that's my first option. Number 2. I'm going back to Hamilton. I'm going with the Khaki King, and this is kind of my go anywhere, do anything watch for my second collection. Again, just a great piece, especially the price point. I think $625. So, comparatively speaking, if you're looking at the 2 collections, I'm essentially putting a Hamilton in this collection because that Tudor 58 is slightly more than this. So needed to cut something somewhere. So my second collection, I got the 58 here, and then I went with the Hamilton Khaki King. And the third piece, I'm borrowing from my first collection. I'm going back to the Intra-Matic. So this Intra-Matic was in both of my collections. Again, this is a $895 watch. So my second 3, I do have 2 Hamiltons, admittedly. I was trying to avoid that, but it ended up there anyway. 2 Hamiltons and a Tudor, and that came in at $48.95. So I was well within my $500 or $5,000 budget. And so the second collection was those 3. And then David's collection, I said, what do you got for me, pal? You know, what are you going to do? $5,000 or less. Has to be something, everything's in stock. So his first watch, I got to admit, he outsmarted me. He went to our used collection, our used watches, and he pulled out the chronograph. One thing I was looking for in both of mine was to try to fit a chronograph in, and as much as I could have went with a Shinola quartz chronograph. It just wasn't what I would have done personally. I like the watches, just not what I would have done. He fit a chronograph in, so kudos to David for doing that in his 3 for under $5,000. We have this currently listed at $2,700, so this was again a chunk of his budget, but very nice that he got a chronograph in. So $2,700 on his Bell & Ross chrono. He followed that up with the Hamilton, the Khaki Pioneer Recreation 36 millimeter. I've done reviews on most of these watches individually. I think if every one I've done individually, I'll post a link in the description for the ones I've done individually. But this Khaki Pioneer $895 was his second pick, and his third and final was the newly released SPB237. The texture dial on these is fantastic. And so these sell retail at $1,300. So his 3 came in at exactly what my 3 from my second collection did at $48.95, and he fit in an automatic chronograph. So well done. Additionally, he commented that with the leftover money, he would probably look to try to find a bracelet that fit the Seiko, so he could have a bracelet option. He realized he wanted a bracelet option, so he would use the leftover to try to put that on his turtle here. So those are the 3 collections, gang. That's what we came up with for $5,000 or left in store right now. That's option number 1. Option number 2. And option number 3 for David, Seiko, Hamilton, Bell & Ross. Let me know which one of these you guys would prefer, and then let me know what you would build too. Let me know. Like I said, it doesn't have to be brands we carry. If you're asking me of the 2 that I put together, I just think I like the 58 more than I do the 36. Although I do like the 36, so I think for me, I'm spending my money on option number 2. And gonna call it a day. I'm sure there are others that I could put together, but I legitimately think this is the way I would go. So, guys, thanks for watching. If there's anything I can do for you, feel free. Shoot me an email. It's brad@brentlmiller.com. Happy to help out. And maybe the next week we'll try to do this same thing here for under $10,000, and then maybe do an unlimited in the following week. So, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.